Hey, it's Scotty. I was corresponding with a recent adopter at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue who messaged me and said that their piggy wasn't eating and they wanted to know where to get critical care, and I suggested that they make some out of grinding some pellets just in an emergency right now, because you don't want to spend a lot of time running around all over town trying to find something if your piggy's not eating right now at the moment. Now, luckily, she started eating, and that's a really good sign. If your piggy stops eating, you want to make sure that they are pooping. If they're not pooping and they're not eating, that's a really good indication of gut stasis. There are motility drugs that you can get from the vet. Of course, right now it's actually Sunday. I'll be posting this tomorrow, but on a weekend, gut stasis is really dangerous. And so having that emergency kit with emergency food is absolutely essential. If you ever have to deal with these kind of situations, keeping that extra medicine that's left over someplace safe, cold, and dry could be a lifesaver if you need it in the future. Guinea pigs are so prone to gut issues that you might ask your vet and see if they are willing or able to give you a little bit extra motility drugs like cisapride, things like that, baby gas drops on hand, activated charcoal. Anything that's going to help the digestion can be a really good lifesaver. If there's gas and bloating, baby gas drops and charcoal work together very well. But being able to identify whether or not your piggy is pooping and if they have an appetite, that's getting them to eat is so critical. Which brings me to this kind of worrisome situation that I realize we might be in right now, because they found some Sherwood. So that's the Sherwood emergency food. And on Amazon, you can get an emergency kit that has an appetite booster and the emergency food together in a pack. And I would recommend getting that because it's a comprehensive emergency food kit. But I have said before that I like to keep as many different flavors of critical care as possible. You can get the emergency aid, Emer aid. There is a powdered form that's the intensive care that requires a prescription, but you can order it from an online pharmacy and you include the information of your vet, and your vet should be able to approve that prescription and get that ordered. I found that the white powdery, it's very creamy, and when you mix it in with any other kind of emergency food or even ground pellets and water, piggies tend to love it because it has a really rich and creamy flavor. And make sure, obviously, to get the herbivore version. There are emergency foods for omnivores and for other pets. But my go-to emergency food has been Critical Care Fine Grind Papaya. And this is a wake-up call for me, too, because even though I have a number of emergency foods, you can never have too much, especially now. What seems to be happening is I couldn't find the papaya. I couldn't find the apple. And the anise flavor, I couldn't find either. And there was one option to purchase it for $30. Now, in a serious emergency, I would pay $30 for a bag of emergency food, even something that normally costs half that. But also, in an emergency, if I needed it today, I wouldn't be able to get it. I called the local pet shops. They don't carry the emergency food, which is surprising. They sell cookies and all those things, which in a pinch also you could probably grind up and mix with water. Any guinea pig food you could grind up and mix with water. In cases of bloating and gas, I wouldn't mix in any kind of fruity stuff to make it taste better. Long term, that might be a good option, but if your guinea pig has bloat, you don't want to give them extra sugar. So I just want this to be a wake-up call to reach out, find the emergency food that you need. Do it now because you never know when it's not going to be available. And right now, it seems like critical care is not available. So I'd go with the Sherwood. I would look for Emer aid emergency aid. They have a Sherwood, or they have like a hay-based one, but like I said, they also have an intensive care version, which is a white powder, and it by itself, mixed in water or mixed with any of the other emergency foods or ground pellets, piggies love it. And it's got all those essential minerals and vitamins and things that piggies need in an emergency. And I do believe that pretty much all of these have some kind of a probiotic ingredient, like a yeast culture or something like that, which is going to go a long way to helping heal the gut and improve digestion long term. So not just in an emergency, but you can give a little bit of this, a few syringes a week, you know, maybe 1 or 2 syringes a day as a treat. And piggies do love it, and it can really add that extra probiotics and just extra balanced vitamins and minerals. I would not go crazy if your piggies don't have tooth issues or any kind of health problems. I would not be giving, you know, 10, 20 syringefuls of emergency food. Pigs need to be eating hay. They need to be filling up on their hay, using that hay to grind their wear their teeth down and to fill up with fiber for the poop factory that is their digestive system. But big wake-up call. Not only emergency food, but other items for your emergency kit. You gotta have syringes, you gotta have all those things. Okay, right here, I will put the 20 items that you need right now in your emergency kit. And then of course, I'll have my entire emergency kit playlist right here. But kind of a frightening wake-up call when people reach out and ask for help. And I'm like, oh, you know, just you can grab it here, you can grab it there, and then you can't find it. So I'm glad that I have this emergency food in my emergency kit, and I'm sure that most of you guys do, but what a frightening situation. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be prepared than not. All right, until next time, thanks for watching.